In 2009, 19-year-old Yanil leads a busy life in the city, juggling work and college, and she's been dating Dennis for 2 years.
What I like most about Dennis is that he makes me smile. Yeah, I'm in love.
Yanil and Dennis are inseparable, seeing each other every day.
Used to go to the movies, eat at random restaurants. The thing I liked most about Yanil was her personality.
Really? You're just gonna tease me?
I was only 19, going to 20, enjoying life.
But Yanil is also determined to someday land a good job, so she studies hard in college, along with her classmate and best friend, Vijo.
I talk to Vijo every day.
She's like my family. She's my cousin, my best friend. We always hanged out. The beginning of 2010, we were just starting our second year in college.
See about done?
Oh, no.
Yanil's plans were to finish college, become a successful doctor, get married, and then have children.
Hey, good for you.
Good.
I didn't want any kids until I was the age of 30, and after I got married, of course. Me and Dennis, we always used condoms every time we had sex.
By January of 2010, in addition to attending college, Yanil is working 2 jobs to pay the bills.
Now I have to go get ready.
Yanil's schedule was really crazy. She would always go to school, work, go home and cook and clean. It was just always constantly every day.
Plus, I have a big date with Dennis tonight.
And of course, seeing my boyfriend. That was the best.
Fortunately for Yanil and Dennis, working together at the mall gives them another opportunity to see each other.
Even though she was working part-time and going to school full-time, we still managed to see each other every day.
In late March, Yanil squeezes a doctor visit into her schedule when she realizes that she's urinating more than usual and wants to make sure everything is okay.
I went to the OBGYN, and I did give him a urine sample.
You are not pregnant,
And he said I was not pregnant.
but you do have a urinary tract
They
infection.
told me it was because I had a urinary tract infection.
2 teaspoons.
So they gave me a lot of medicine, liquids, and after that I was fine.
Since she's always on the go, Yanil begins to develop a hearty appetite.
She would eat like 5 cheeseburgers. Then 2 hours later, she would have a slice of pizza, large drinks of soda.
I love food. I eat like a man. Anybody could tell you that.
By June, Yanil has gained 10 pounds, but she still fits into her clothes.
Bijo, come on. I'm trying to lose some weight, please.
She's gaining a little bit of weight, but it wasn't significant.
I thought it was due to poor dieting and a lack of sleep.
Around July, my breasts got larger and swollen. I noticed because my bathing suit was getting small.
Do my breasts look bigger?
I thought it was due to all the food we were just eating.
I'm like, hey, okay, I look good, so who cares, you know?
Throughout the summer, Yanil's period arrives each month on time.
Every month I get my period without a miss.
She did mention bad cramps and stomach pain, and I associated that with her menstrual period.
Later in August, while hanging out with Vijo, a heat wave hits Yanil unusually hard.
She's sweating a lot. She's saying that she has back problems. As we walking, she kind of fainted.
I was thinking it was like, it's nothing big, but I just thought it was because of the heat.
Come on.
In October, Yanil, now 20 years old, becomes moodier, getting into several heated arguments with Dennis.
I did notice major mood shifts. I didn't really think much of it because I thought it coincided with her ongoing attitude.
I had a lot of attitude because I was born with attitude.
Then, on November 10th, while working at the mall with Dennis, sudden pain surprises Yanil during one of their trips to the stockroom.
I felt like I was getting a hernia, but then the pain stopped for the whole day and I was thankful.
2 days later, on November 12th, Yanil wakes up with severe cramps.
It was a really horrible pain. But Dennis asked me to work with him at the mall. So I said, of course, more money. Even though I wasn't feeling well, I still got up. Getting dressed, that pain, it was the worst. I felt like somebody was stabbing me from side to side. waiting for the bus. I kept walking back and forth because I felt like I had to do a bowel movement. I wasn't feeling well at all. Stomach pains, headaches, everything, my whole world was going crazy. When I got to the mall, I ran to Dennis and I told him I wasn't feeling well at all. I felt like I had to do number 2. I ran to the bathroom and I stood in the bathroom for 5 minutes, but number 2 never happened. I was scared. I felt like my body was pulling me apart. Everything was just breaking down inside of me.
I'll be okay. I'm not feeling well, but I'll be all right.
She is a tough woman, and to see her in that state was extremely frightening to me. I asked her if she needed to take a break to, go to the stockroom.
You know you should not be here right now, but...
I assumed what was happening was associated with her menstrual period.
Right?
It hurts.
When I'm on my way to the stockroom, I'm thinking, okay, if I lay down, go to sleep, everything will be okay. I was trying to lay down on a pallet with a bunch of cardboard where everybody sleeps when they're on their break. I was alone. I felt a slight pressure in my vagina. When I looked down, there was water on the floor. Just felt really hard pressure. Like, I couldn't even scream. It hurt so much.
Hey, you okay?
When I went to the stockroom to check up on Yanil, I saw her laying on the floor.
Call 911.
I demanded Dennis to call 911.
My phone had no service back there.
I'm not getting reception in here.
Dennis, find a way. Call.
So I ran to the store adjacent to mine and asked them to call more security and place a 911 call.
Call 911
I've never been that terrified in my life.
Dennis leaves to call 911, and I'm there by myself.
She had moved from the stockroom to the hallway, and she was laying on the floor.
I told you to stay in the back, baby.
I'm bleeding.
She told me she had felt blood running down her leg.
I felt like I was about to die.
Something's down there.
Yanil told me that she had felt something between her legs.
Breathe.
I'm like, what is that? Oh my God.
Phil.
And she asked me to see if I felt it too.
He didn't want to at all.
Phil.
So I grabbed his hand. He felt the head already was coming out. And that's when, oh snap, we're having a baby.
911 operator 1997, we're still there.
I'm in the mall. I need an ambulance. My girlfriend, I think she went into labor. She's having a miscarriage or something.
Okay, how many months
We
pregnant is
didn't
she?
know she was pregnant. She just collapsed right now. She said she's feeling something coming out.
Okay.
After the phone call was placed, I went back to her.
Work. Yanil, I told you.
I felt like I was dying, like I was being paralyzed.
Just
I was terrified.
hold it.
When the security guards had rushed in, I started attacking them, asking them where the EMS was, yelling at the top of my lungs, where's the ambulance at?
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Get him in now.
I called the dispatcher about 4 times.
The mall has called like 20 times and no one is giving me any answers.
Your unit has been assigned. They're making their way there, sir.
You don't have like an ETA or anything?
No
Estimate?
units. I don't know where they're coming from. Sir? He hung up.
Oh my God, when are they gonna get here and save me from dying?
It was pretty hectic because there were people who were trying to get stuff out their stockroom, on top of Yanil crying that she's in pain, on top of me yelling at everybody, where's the ambulance at? So it was pretty hectic.
Finally, after 30 minutes, an ambulance arrives at the mall.
When the EMS arrived, he reached between her legs and he felt the head of the baby.
It's okay. Stay calm.
I'm like, what is that? What is that? Just take it out. Just take it out. He was trying to cut my pants off, but I told him not to because it was so embarrassing. He's like, don't worry. You're having a baby, so it's okay.
When the EMT cut her underwear, I saw a full head.
Then he said, ma'am, you have to push now. Your baby's head is already out.
When the EMS told her that, I ran away because I couldn't process all that. Most people have 8 or 9 months to come to terms with that. I had about 19 seconds.
At the same time I'm pushing, I'm going crazy. I can't even breathe. And he just holds the baby like that, and I'm like, that's the baby right there that he's holding. And I'm telling him, like, are you sure that's my baby? The EMT said, oh, look at a pretty little boy with a lot of hair in his head. And I was thinking, a boy, really?
I'm gonna get the gurney. We'll get it back.
It was a mixture of joy, surprise, terror, a lot of mixed feelings.
The EMT was the one who cut the umbilical cord.
There you go.
The baby wasn't making any noise, which got us all scared.
I thought something was seriously medically wrong with the baby.
He didn't cry at all. I was afraid he might die soon, and I was in shock.
The baby doesn't make a sound all the way to the hospital.
He looks scary like a zombie. Then I'm thinking to myself, what if the baby's dead?
Why isn't he crying? He's just being quiet, that's all.
It was a scary moment.
As soon as they arrive at the hospital, doctors examine the abnormally quiet newborn.
A lot of concerns came to my mind, the poor dieting and not so healthy food, lifestyle choices that we had made automatically put a huge fear in me.
Nutrition is a very important component of pregnancy. It's important that during pregnancy we avoid certain foods that can pose risk of serious infection and consequences to the baby.
I'm thinking something is wrong with him. I'm a mother now. I know something is wrong. He's really still. He's so still. I didn't want to hold the baby because I'm thinking to myself, I don't want this baby to die in my arms. He got his shots. Then he started crying, and I'm like, oh my God.
The 6-pound, 2-ounce baby boy is full term. But due to the circumstances of his birth, doctors need to run some more tests. While the newborn is being evaluated, Yanil and Dennis discuss the future.
I'm gonna have to give him up. I'm thinking, I'm like, give it up for adoption. I'm only 20, I'm not even married yet. That's against the law for me and my family. How am I supposed to care for a baby?
You want to give him up for adoption?
I always felt that I would never have children. So me and Yanil started talking about adoption.
There were things I had planned on doing before ever having a kid.
There was 2 people's lives that were basically tied to the fate of the baby.
Maybe you're right.
What other option do we have?
It was extremely hard for me to have that conversation about adoption with Yanil.
So we're like, okay, so no, we can have this. Adoption is the only thing we could do now, and just not tell anybody.
It was just as soon as they placed him in my hands, it was just like I couldn't give him up.
There's no way we're getting...
Dennis told me not to give the baby away. He said we can do it, us too.
Yes.
When he told me that, that was a very emotional moment for me. I'm like, really? It made me feel really happy knowing that I was not gonna go through this on my own.
I'm here for you.
And he was gonna be there by my side 24/7 now.
No way we're giving him away.
Oh snap, I'm a mom. And I couldn't believe it until I started touching him from head to toe. I touched his little feet. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a mom. Dennis, you're a dad.
You're a daddy.
I named the baby Dennis James after his father. Then from there, he called his parents. I called my parents. My parents weren't having it. His parents started crying because they were so happy. So we got different reactions from both sides of the family.
News of the baby's arrival shocks Yanil's best friend, Vijo.
Of course, I didn't believe her because I thought, we play tricks on each other like that. So I figured it was just a joke. It was a baby boy, and I was really excited. Everybody started messaging me saying, you had a baby, congratulations. I didn't know you were pregnant. I'm like, I didn't know I was either.
Looking back on her pregnancy, Yanil tries to piece together when and how she got pregnant.
I really don't know when I got pregnant. Maybe it was around Valentine's Day.
Me like that, really?
Me and Dennis, we always use protection. So what went wrong?
Condoms can be tricky and they can break and come off. So when most people are using condoms for pregnancy prevention, there's a 15% chance they'll get pregnant over the period of a year.
Right, you can do it, come on.
You know, the whole time she was pregnant, she didn't have a stomach. She was always normal.
Sometimes I felt tired, but of course that was from school running back and forth. I didn't think it was because I was pregnant. Through my 9 months, I had my period every month.
During a pregnancy, a woman cannot have an actual period, but there can be bleeding in pregnancy. This bleeding can happen for 1 to 3 days at a time and could be mistaken for a period by a woman who's not keeping very accurate track of her periods.
I did pee a lot. That was around March.
Frequent urination is a common symptom of pregnancy because the kidneys are just making more stuff to go into the bladder. So part of pregnancy physiology is to have to go to the bathroom more frequently.
Okay.
The doctor never mentioned that I was pregnant or anything like that.